Pretty much all of the games that are played at the professional level of StarCraft 2 are played in the 1 versus 1 game mode. What I've got for you today, however, is a very special match as we find ourselves on the map Nightscape. Spotting right here in the top right-hand corner, playing with the blue Zerg drones from Canada, we have Scarlett. Her ally in this particular 2 versus 2. Playing with the light blue proto species, teal, cyan, whatever you want to call this. He's from the United States of America. He goes by the name of Astrea. Their opponents, all the way in the opposite corner of the map. First off, the man I have featured in about 50% of my videos over the last 2 weeks. Okay, maybe that's a bit of an exaggeration, but there's no denying that I have casted a lot of ByuN's games. And then ByuN's teammate, the rank 1 Zerg from South Korea, he goes by the name of Dark. Alrighty, so this should be a bit of a banger. I'm very excited to find out exactly what ended up going down in this particular game. 2v2. Yeah, certainly I would say underloved game matchup, right? Like a game mode in StarCraft 2. The thing is, when StarCraft 2 first came out back in 2010, there's no denying that we just kind of looked at StarCraft Brood War and everyone thought, hey, 1 versus 1 is where it's at, right? And it makes a lot of sense for a game like StarCraft 2. Over the years, obviously, the game has been balanced around 1 versus 1. The maps are balanced as well around 1v1, and everything is just really focused on 1v1. But there's no denying that since StarCraft 2 came out, pretty much all the most popular esports, games like League of Legends, Dota, CSGO, whatever, right? Like all of the most popular esports out there are team-based. And I wonder if maybe a future RTS game is going to focus as well on team-based play. I don't think it would really work for StarCraft 2, but I do think that the team modes in SC2 are, yeah, they deserve a little bit more love, right? I definitely think there's a lot of potential here as well. So this particular match, if you're watching this video on the day that it goes up, it was played yesterday as part of the Olimo League Invitational. I'm a big fan of the Olimo League events. They put on some awesome content. Sadly, not as frequently as I would like it to be, but I'll go ahead and post a link to their Patreon page down below in the description of this video, because that is, I believe, how they, well, exclusively fund these events, which is pretty sick. So maybe you can help them put out some more of these crazy tournaments as well moving forward. Anyhow, I haven't seen any of these games yet, but if you guys enjoy them, please let me know down below in the comment section of this video, because I'm definitely keen to cast some more 2v2 as well over the next couple of weeks. The reason why I can usually follow along with 1 versus 1 games quite nicely, ByuN, by the way, going very fast command center and already mining the golden minerals right here behind the rocks. Anyways, in 1 versus 1, there's an established meta, right? We see roughly the same game most of the time, and because of that, yeah, I can kind of cast the game and follow along with the engagements and expect when those battles will actually take place. In 2 versus 2, however, I'm sure there is an established meta, but I don't know it, and I guess these players probably also don't really know it very well, just because they spent like 99.9% of their time playing this game in 1 versus 1 instead. So it's going to be a little difficult to follow along with all the engagements, especially since all of these players are more than keen to play at 400 actions a minute. Yeah, it's going to be... It's going to be difficult to follow along, so excuse me if I do end up missing a fight or two. And then, last but not least, I do think it's worth noting that we have, like, Team Red-ish, right? ByuN and Dark going up against Team Blue-ish. So, hopefully, following the action on the mini-map and on the screen is going to be a little bit easier because of that, because we do have 2 Zerg players in this match, and it can be a little bit difficult to see exactly what is happening. Interestingly enough, by the way, Scarlett and ByuN are both on Shopify Rebellion. They're both on the same team. But I guess we have Team North America going up against, yeah, Team South Korea instead, huh? Probably helps as well with the communication. I guess that Scarlett plays, or speaks a little bit of Korean, and ByuN probably speaks a little bit of English, but probably helpful to get, yeah, players that speak the same language on the same team. Anyway, let's see. So, what exactly do we have? We've got a Phoenix opener right here from Astrea, who's going into a Robo Bay. So, I believe he's going to go into Colossi in just a moment. We already saw ByuN going for a very, very fast command center into apparently mass marine play. So, triple Rex here, and now he's going to go into his beloved starport. So, I think he'll probably do the big switcheroo and start pumping out those medevacs 2 at a time. Dark is doing dark things. You can't really read this man's build order very well anyways, but he decides to go for a pretty quick Roach Warren, creating a bit of a semi-wall layer as well with the Evo Chamber, okay? He does have a 3rd hatch, so I think he's probably looking to just drone up here for the foreseeable future. And Scarlett has decided to go... Okay, pretty fast lair over here, but already a Baling Nest and now a 4th Extractor. So maybe some Muta play or something along those lines. Baling Nest maybe just to stay safe. We'll see in just a moment. Okay, it's very, very fast Baling speed here with 4 gas play. Oh. Scarlett actually working on those rocks for quite a while, but apparently it's Astrea that gets the golden minerals. Fair enough. One thing, by the way, that I have noticed after playing quite a bit of team games myself is that, yeah, spreading creep is both a blessing and a curse. Because while in co-op you can build on your allies' creep, in the team games of StarCraft 2 you cannot. So, yeah. If Dark decides to, like, put down a tumor over here, good luck for ByuN to put... Like, if the creep starts spreading there after the buildings are put down, it's not a problem, but... You gotta be cautious with where you do spread the creep. So I do think that all the players here are well aware of that. Because Scarlett is actually moving the tumor around the infrastructure right here of Astrea. So Astrea still has a lot of terrain to put down his structures as well. Anyways, it's straight into a Hydra den. Double Macro Hatchery in the main base. Infestation Pit 2. Okay, so I think it's mass Lurker play. So she's going Ling Bane into straight Lurker. Interesting. Really relying on Astrea to keep the team safe. There comes ByuN, of course, with a Medivacs. Not too surprising, because ByuN is a huge fan of the Medivac, of course, right? He loves sending those units out. I don't think that's a particularly great strat, by the way, for 2v2. Like, mass drop. The odds of the opponents having things in the right place at the right time are rather big in 2v2, right? And in team games in general, if you have 2 people, yeah, controlling units at the same time, it's gonna be kind of tricky to get value out of the dropships. Anyway, in the meantime, Astrea. Whereas Scarlett now is going straight into Lurkers, straight into Hive, straight into late game tech. Astrea is doing the same thing. So there's a Fleet Beacon as well as a second Stargate already coming up. So Astrea and Scarlett playing a heavy, heavy macro game. Dark and ByuN are sitting on lower tier units for the time being. Although I say that, Dark already has his own Lurker den coming up. He's oh my god, I wasn't paying attention. He's already at Hive himself too. He's going 5% everything. Yeah, it's gonna be hard for me to follow the strategies, okay? It's tricky. Maybe if 2v2 was the default mode in SC2, but... Anyways, here comes, yeah, ByuN going through a field of Overlords. Look at this spread here from Scarlett. That is not a surprise whatsoever. This is the opposite end of a surprise, ByuN. Somehow, though, there wasn't actually a reaction. So, even though they flew past the field of Overlords, this is still getting way more value than I thought it was going to. But how are the units ever going to go home? Yeah, I don't like this, ByuN. Especially after you committed, you know, after flying past like 7 Overlords. This was basically the best case scenario for this drop, and it still did nothing. I mean, it did a little bit, but... I think we're gonna have to see you teching up as well, ByuN. Yeah, so ByuN thinking the same thing. After opening up with some biological units, he now decides to go into the factories instead. Okay, so we're playing a proper macro game here. The Zergs are already making their ultimate armies. Our Protoss here already going to mass carrier production. And Terran's still making... No. I don't think Marines are gonna cut it. I'm sorry, ByuN. I don't think this is a game for Marines. I think this is a... Ghost Mech Turtle type of game instead. That's not really in ByuN's vocabulary though, right? That's not really the way that he normally plays. Anyways. Yeah, scans at this point now review as well what the Protoss player is up to. So there's a huge amount of gateways coming up here for Astrea. Second Cyber Core 2 to continuously upgrade those flyer units. Yeah, we're gonna see ultimate armies clash here at some point. Because I don't really see exactly how ByuN is going to be able to get value out of his bio units here for the foreseeable future. So, I mean, he's trying to fly him around, fair enough, but... Yeah. And if that's the case, right? If the bio army can't get too much done here for at least a little bit, and since there's Banelings out with speed and Lurkers on the ground, and Colossi and everything else, I don't really see how the bio unit is going to do much, so... Scarlett and Astrea, I think, are going to be able to max out on whatever they like. It's only going to take another minute or two before they're really there, so... Yeah, production tab's looking kind of wild here as well. Okay. Tunneling Clawed Roaches. Dark apparently decides to go execute Mission Impossible. The James Bond roaches are going across the map. This is mostly just a little bit of harassment. Plus, I think that Dark probably wants to get rid of those units here eventually too, so maybe it can get a good amount of damage in. Parasitic Bomb here now used as well on the Metavex. Okay, so you know what? Cancel, or maybe even a kill on the base in the bottom right. Lurkers are running on over in this direction. But yeah, the hatchery took a bunch of damage. Dark is going to have to go all the way back, but at the very least he traded out a little bit of supply. That awkward moment when the roaches were really just a stepping stone. Is there an observer here in the mix? You can see the... okay, you can see the units moving, but I don't think there's an observer or any detection here in the mix. If you draw like a line through the middle of the map, right? Yeah, we're already getting to the point where... very soon anyways, it seems to me that the right side of the map is taken by Team North America and the left side of the map is taken by Team South Korea. We're getting to the point where we have a full split map scenario already. So usually 2v2 and team games in general are really quite cheesy. Other than that one guy who's sitting in the corner making Void Race, right? That is the general theme. Is he going to be able to get that? No, I don't think so. Lightning Cloud even. No way. There's always that one guy in the corner making carriers or Void Rays or whatever, but... anyways, yeah, normally 2v2s, 3v3s, 4v4s, they can be pretty cheesy. But this is on the exact opposite end of that spectrum, right? This is 4 players playing the macro game. Now, Dark's late game control is absolutely top-notch. It rivals the way that Serral plays, and maybe it's even superior, man. I've seen Dark pull some incredible control out of his late game units over the last couple of months, and it's been an absolute treat to watch. Probably a little bit better in that department than Scarlett, but Scarlett obviously is also really, really good there. I do think that there's a lot of value in Infestors and Vipers here in the late game. At least when controlled well, it should create a ton of value. I do believe that the Ultimate Terran army is probably superior to the Ultimate Protoss army. But ByuN is still he's still sticking around on a lot of bio units. Okay, now he's pumping out Thors. He's going for a... yeah, okay. Additional starports here. He's pumping out 3 Thors at once, going a lot of upgrades. Second armory and everything. I think that's the right call. Because I don't see how Marines are going to achieve anything here. Phoenix is still just going around trying to get some value in. But yeah, I like this army composition here for Team North America quite a bit better. Honestly, this is a very scary ball of units. Not even entirely sure what you do. Well, one thing you definitely do is Ghosts. Right? Like, that is... like, Ghosts are fantastic against like any Protoss unit, I guess, in general. But also really good against Vipers and Infestors. They're also good with... yeah, dude, we just need to see Ghost. Do we have a Ghost Academy? He does have a Ghost Academy. Where is it? Is it even on the... okay, there it is. Maybe it was on the screen. I just didn't notice. In the meantime, though, another YOLO drop towards the gold base here of our Protoss player. Zerk has been moving around here. Don't give up the Vipers. And now there's also a big attack towards the golden base on the other side of the map. Now, the golden bases have been mining for a long time. So I don't think that there's really that many minerals remaining. But at the very least, there's a trade out here of armies. He's just going to replenish it with more bio, though. I really don't know if that's the right call, ByuN. Anyways, these carriers, they do not mess around. We also do have a mothership, by the way. So that's kind of cool. Not a unit we see all too often. Okay. The rest of the carriers got recalled and out of there. Sorry, buddy. You're not going to make the cut. They recalled on back towards that Nexus. So one thing you can do with the Mama ship is recall units towards the mothership. And I think that's going to be a really nice movement skill for 2v2. Because these maps are massive, and getting around the map, mobility, I guess, is key, right? So good abductions right there. Nicely done. Fungal growth as well, and a bunch of those Vipers on the retreat, but Viper's actually surprisingly tanky, 150 health. It's quite a bit. It's not bad at all. Okay. Ooh, nicely bowled right there by the American Protoss. Yeah, so we have a split map scenario already. Other than this one base over here. ByuN did acquire that one, but no mining over here just yet. He's just scanning everywhere. Just seeing if... I don't know what this scan sees, but... maybe if the carriers are flying over here again? Anyways, just seeing how much mining there's happening as well in the other sections of the map. 4 Nidus networks coming up here for Scarlett. Battle cruisers coming up here for ByuN. Okay, this is what I wanted to see. So I think Protoss actually has a lot of mobility. Protoss with the mothership as well as the recall. It can go all over the map. It can teleport everywhere. I mean, obviously on a cooldown, but every couple of minutes they can teleport everywhere. All of the Nidus worms and Nidus networks, they're connected, right? So it's one big tunneling network. If Scarlett can get units around the map, that would be fantastic. Battle cruisers have tactical jump, another really useful ability. If you have enough of them, you can attack with them and then use it defensively. But if you really feel confident, you can use it offensively too and suddenly appear on the other side of the map. Dark, in the meantime, mostly just focused, I believe, on spellcasters. Yeah. So he's got... actually, he's got 10 Vipers. That's a lot of Vipers. I mean, they're really strong, of course, but 10 Vipers seems like a bit... I don't know. I like the position right here for Team North America a little bit better. I think their unit composition just seems stronger. Maybe I like carriers. I don't know. Anyways, here we go. Yes! Towards the top left-hand corner, the mothership just used its mass recall, and that base is super gone. And obviously, you can recall back again too, right? You can recall back into this exact... well, to an exact position that you were at earlier. Yeah, there you go. Recall offensively towards the top left, recall back. Except for this guy. Dark posting a couple question marks. He lost the hatchery. Okay. ByuN successfully realizing the scenario. It was indeed a Protoss. Well said. That's a cute little move, though. So mass recall in the direction of the mothership. Kill whatever you need to. Then recall with a Nexus towards the other side of the map once again. And this is on a... like, it's on a pretty long cooldown, but it's already available... which one is it? No, it's that one. It is once again already available, so... yeah, the Overlord still providing vision. That's a cloaked Overlord, by the way. A little funky. Anyhow. ByuN and Dark here, mostly opting to go for the slow push, it seems. It's gonna be really difficult, though, to slow push here, but this is one hell of an army here now. Okay, Vipers abducting Vipers. Okay. Here's, by the way, okay. Once again, the carrier's moving in. That is 4 Nidus worms just about to spawn all at the same time. Scarlett and Astrea are holding the center path of this map pretty good, so... yeah. The entirety of the players in red now have to move... like, everything they've got is now running on over in this direction. That is a ton of lurkers now suddenly stuck in their main base. Okay. Here's the mothership once again. Mass recall. Cloaked Nidus worms that have yet to pop. That is the first time I've ever seen that. Look at that. That is funky as hell. Anyways, base once again destroyed. Lurkers are gone from the main as well. A lot of damage is being done. And I gotta say, I love what Astrea and Scarlett are doing here. Fantastic moves by Scarlett. She's doing a great job. Astrea constantly recalling around the map, and this is really powerful, though they do have to get out. Yeah, there's the Yamato cannons in combination with those anti-armor missiles. ByuN teleporting away. Oh, apparently Astrea doesn't care too much. Yeah, he's got a lot. Neural parasites are obviously always an option here as well for Scarlett. Here come the Vipers, though. I think those are ByuN's. Everything's orange now, but yep. Or, sorry, those were Darks, rather. Is there enough, though? There's not enough follow-up. No, there is not enough follow-up. Those carriers are just murdering everything. Hydras, technically speaking, have an anti-air attack, but they're really not that good. Carrier here, or sorry, battlecruiser here gets destroyed as well. In the meantime, Scarlett just grabbed a lot of those misrallied units here from ByuN, and ByuN just plummeted in supply. Fantastic movement. Mass Nidus worm with mothership and recall. Love to see it. Okay. Then again, though, ByuN still has a ridiculous amount of money in the bank. Maybe not as much as Scarlett, but Scarlett has 22,000 resources. That's a little extreme. You can, of course, trade resources as well in this, right? So that's quite important to note. ByuN flying a very ambitious command center towards the bottom right. Don't think we're going to see all too much use out of that one, but... Team Red has been denied for quite a while. ByuN, you have so much money, dude. Problem is, yeah, all of his production structures are constantly flying because Scarlett is still harassing wherever she can. That's the lurker then of Dark going down. Okay. Couple Corruptors have shown up here, but of course you can just retreat as well, yeah. Those Nidus Worms are two-way trip. Pretty nice. Okay. A lot of Corruptors flying around the map right now for Dark, but yeah, is that really that great? Let's see. Yeah, okay. Base ended up going down, but there's a lot of Spore Crawlers now as well, and that base will just be reacquired. Here we see the same trick once again. Is it going to work? I think so. The mobility is just ridiculous, right? The mobility is just amazing. So the fact that you can go from one side of the map all the way to the other side is incredibly powerful. And yeah, both Protoss and Zerg have that capability. Terrans normally don't struggle with that because the 1v1 maps are a very particular size, right? So you can boost around and get into the right place at the right time pretty easily. But Astrea and Scarlett are moving from all the way to the bottom right, all the way to the top left, and they're outpacing and outpositioning at the very least the units that are in red and in orange. ByuN, you need to spend your money, my man. He's got 4 Liberators and 5 Siege Tanks. That's all he's got. He's making 2 Liberators at once, but I think that ByuN, while fantastic at 1v1, is maybe a little bit lost at playing 2v2. ByuN is very much so a tempo-based player. So he'll be the guy who like gets a small lead and then continuously build on that lead, right? Or maybe he turtles from time to time as well with Ghosts and all that. But okay, here we go. Once again, a recall back towards the other side of the map. Couple of lurkers over here on the high ground, providing a lot of, value, though. That scan over here good as well. There is going to be detection on the high ground, so I believe that Scarlett is going to be able to break those units. Carriers teleported back home to safety. I don't know where the Mama ship is at. Mama ship is still here in the... That is the top left of the map. Anyhow. Scarlett and Astrea just absolutely tearing apart Dark and ByuN in this match. You love to see it. I mean, I like a competitive game as well, don't get me wrong, but, oh my god. Well, this may actually be the beginning of what could be a comeback. There you go, Dark. Getting one banger of an engagement. He just sniped the entire Skytol's army there of Astrea. Okay, that was what we needed to see. That can definitely make this game a lot more competitive. ByuN and Dark may not be mining as much, but they both still have a very significant bank. Dark just spent his. He's immediately maxed out again, making 16 Brute Lords on the back of this. It's gonna take a while for Astrea to replenish his units, but at the same time, mass Neural Paris Astrea, Scarlett rather, turning those Liberators around and making them fight the Terran Dominion here instead. Great production right here by her and just, fantastic control. Just constantly shutting down those units. Here come the Brute Lords. 7 new carriers just about to pop. They're gonna need a moment as well to build their interceptor ships. Scarlett, though, now, 20,000 nearly, right? In the bank still. That is fantastic. Going Mass Infestor, a couple Vipers as well on the back of it. Void Race coming out for Astrea. I don't think that's a bad idea, because they're going to be pretty banger against both the Liberators as well as the Corruptors and everything else. Top left, still the Knight. This is not co-op, so sadly here for ByuN, he cannot actually shut this down. He's like, come on! Come on! Come out of hiding! Come out of those worms! It's not going to happen, ByuN. Give it up, buddy. Instead, we do have some Nidus Worms on the other side of the map. Scarlett needs to save the other 150 resources or so that it would cost to put down the other 2 Nidus Worms, so being a little bit more conservative there. To be fair, 2 of them probably achieved the same thing as 4 of them. But we're gonna continue the harassment. Now maybe she can pop into the top left as well. That would be nice. Okay. So ByuN and Dark are transitioning towards a full Sky army. I think ByuN actually just received the resources that Dark had, because, well, as of this moment, Dark has 1 gas. ByuN still has a little bit of mining, but not as much as you'd like to see. Here, once again, do we have the Skytles army. They must have recalled once again in the direction right there of those... Ooh, good storm. In the direction right there of those, the mothership. Where exactly is Scarlett currently located? I'm not exactly sure where all of your units are, but... Anyways, GG is cold as ByuN loses even more of the units that he's got. A couple Zerglings here being annoying. Apparently, Dark still has a dream. Dark is still in this game. When you leave the game, okay, when you leave the game, your ally gets to take over your units. So this is now Dark controlling both the Sky Zerg army as well as the Sky Terran army. Okay. Well, maybe he can get some sort of value. ByuN giving it up already, but there might be a chance that Mr. Dark here can pull a rabbit out of a hat. Here come the prismatically aligned Void Rays, though. Dealing additional damage, of course, to armored units. A couple fungal growths are going down as well. And there it is. Scarlett and Astrea. They obtained a victory. Hey, if you enjoyed watching this video, please take the 1 second that it takes to hit the like button down below. It really does help. And if you would like to see more 2 versus 2, please let me know down below in the comment section. I definitely am not against casting some more.